what's coming, but I promise we're safer in here. Are you trying to get yourself killed?
My research awaits.
What if future generations would only ever know us as an...
Giata.
How it...
Try. My when I... Like... Oh!
Thank you, Elia. My compliments to the flock, as always.
I wasn't worried until she said that. Let's get out of here.
Enjoy your creepy corpse friends, or whatever.
The envoy. Is that you? You just...
That's...
Right.
Every...
Unfortunate. The god... You...
The god. I... What?
We were...
We saw... And...
Altruism is fertile.
First he still growed. Now
Sapadol's power ravaged my people, keeping watch over Sapadol.
Well, whatever happens...
But come, we have more. Inquisitor Ludwin has already joined the battle.
You did.
Well, she...
Ludwin's...
Alright, let's keep... A bit like your big... So long as her...
Then we destroy her faith? I have a theory about this. Let's talk it...
Oh, good.
It is not, I think... Well, you might not believe me, but it was Lu...
I didn't hear an answer, Ambassador.
She and her steel garrote laid siege to the city. Shortly...
the steel garrote broke through several days ago. As far as we can tell, Central Paradise has been... What citizens still live are no doubt in hiding.
You couldn't have known this would happen. Don't take the...
Some Paradisans got...
The lawful settlement, or the establishment. She could win with a godlike in her ranks. I suspect that's rather the point. If they don't believe in the strength of her conviction, remember, she has an obligation to... And neither the steel garrote nor the queen that was look kindly upon oathbreakers.
We brought as many Hale and Abel from Third Port, but after the Dream Scourge and our losses, we could spare so few. Likewise, my wardens are still reeling from effects. The keep was saved, but there is much. Most of my men remain at the keep. I can't risk them against the steel gun.
Well, it's been a point of debate. We can't agree on how to stand against the Steel Garrote, nor who should.
Nobody wants to risk their people at...
So you let the Paradise militia go it alone? The siege won't end until Ludwin does.
Precisely.
Because a victory here would discourage resistance. The better question is?
Excuse me? She's a 7-foot-tall skeleton.
Sure. Just blame the dead.
Who else should I blame exactly? Our envoy, perhaps? For not...
You could start with blaming your own... Why are you treating him with kid gloves?
Enough. I've heard your
The Inquisitor was so convinced the Living Lands would unite against Adir that she's near one people, one law. That's what Ludwin thinks. Adir doesn't revere Wodika as fervently as it once did. Worship of Margaret. Many no longer trust that the gods are listening. The Empire lost its foothold. The well-bred avoid child-rearing in pursuit of cosmopolitan pleasures. In a world of soul against soul, Ludwin believes we... Her devotion to her principles, to question them, even for a moment. You and I both know she is not the only. Even the Emperor can see, in some sense. Why else would we be? I've answered your questions. Now, Ludwin has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. What will his representatives find when they arrive? Before you face Ludwin, you should know what you're fighting for. All of you. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Oh, envoy, no. Do not suggest. Think of the Emperor. Ones which this conclave could not survive, fractured as you are. Not unless you came together and formed a nation of your own. It would be difficult. No, impossible. Think of your people, all of you. Think of the...
Though I'm hardly eager to work with any of you, I like the idea of so long as the wardens can continue our vigil. I'm open.
It's a nice idea, but consider the costs. If we walk... But the people of Thirdborn have friends in the world. I'm sure...
If we do this, I fear the Empire will revenge themselves on us with... In the home my people nearly lost will... But if this is what this conclave wants, then Fior will stand beside you.
We deserve our autonomy, even if we must fight for it. Anything less...
Fleeing someone else's laws and authority is one thing. Setting up your own. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll still have to surrender some of our autonomy, and we won't agree on what that means. We'll be vulnerable. Without allies, other powers will see us as ripe for the picking.
We were fine before Adir came. We'll be fine when they're gone.
I think we ran things perfectly fine before your kin got...
Risk into bounty. Many fruits on we graft.
Of course. The Living Lands would become an extension of the... Soldiers bearing the flag of Adir would be garrisoned in every town. They would be paid in... Their roads would be smooth Adiran roads. Their medicine would be hygienic Adiran medicine. Our customs would become their customs. Our strengths would become turned toward a common purpose. No one, not Rawatai, not the Valian republics. This island would be safe. The living lands would retain its own laws under a grave appointed by the grave would be expected to promote and develop the living lands to... They would divide the island into administrative districts and see them governed by mayors appointed... The island would provide tribute in the form of resources and taxes. The Empire, I should note, is nearly always... In return, the living lands would enter Adia's sphere of influence, and should outside nations attempt to invade... Naturally, that would be the Emperor's decision. But only the strong survive the frontier. But you were... Have some faith in yourself, Envoy. You'd grow...
We give up.
And we'll...
If a grave room will put an end to the fighting and allow my people... I suppose this is an arranged...
Tribute, he says. Taxes. So they want to bleed us dry.
It's still a gamble, but I think it's the safest bet. There's no way of knowing what it would mean in another generation or two.
We were fine before Adir showed up, and we'll be fine when they're gone.
If we give Adir power...
Subtle, pernicious, touch the safety, a web gleaming with dew.
Well... Envoy, be reasonable. Give these people an ounce of agency, and there's no... Wodaka have... Well, what will...
So this is what I want. I would prefer we keep to ourselves as we have, but if it will take all of us to repel your people...
The Living Lands is going to need trade partners if we're gonna make it out here.
When my people return to Fior, we will need soldiers and funds to clear the Dream-Scourge beasts, and repair our field.
Well, it's hardly unanimous, but the majority... A grave room it shall be, then.
I do not trust your empire to show restraint in its control of the...
We can worry about the future when it comes.
Right. Might as well go ahead and start designing those rebel flags sooner rather than later.
Good. We'll have perhaps a whole week of peace, but...
I will do my level best to convince the Emperor. That leaves the matter of Ludwin and the Steel Garrote. You must kill her, or we will lose...
Whatever happens to the living lands, at least I can kill Lu...
She better say her goodbyes while she...
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy.
Let's get to work then. We've got a walking corpse to...
The Paradise militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
You're more than worth it. Now go.
Show them that the living land...
Gather your forces and secure the eastern gate. When my homeland needed one, gods be with you.
Let's take back the city. Whatever happens tomorrow.
Time to stop the steel...
So we're going after the...
Can't sleep? We're going into battle for the soul. Your emperor will... Since politics invaded... When a godlike fights in battle, the Adirans will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt you. This is the first time you were told to pick a side. All we ask in return, from what I understand, your ambassador... For a politician like him, losing a battle is not a defeat. When he promises you the world, don't listen. I'm glad we understand each other. Time for you to get some rest. If I must.
You should get some... Makes sense. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but... putting my life on the line for someone else's cause... You know, I've never seen a bear go to war. They fight for... We're about to go out there and risk our lives for... what? A concept we might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradise until the island decides... It's fine. Right. Carefully... I'll be alright, Envoy. You go get some blessed rest.
We should take a moment to acknowledge you liberated the god of the living lands. That's quite a gamble. I admire your... If not for you, Sapadal would still be pacing, which means you have leverage over a god. That's a lot of responsibility. Sapadal's imprisonment shaped this island. We cannot know if the living lands will normalize or destabilize. Anytime. Maybe you'll find some comfort in prayer. Now that one of the... I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. You're too kind. I want you to know this has been an unforgettable experience. Wherever we go, until next time. For you. Neither can I. I never used to believe in destiny. All of that would be... What are the odds that you and I meet? Spoken like a... whatever you choose to call it. A coincidence like this, let's appreciate it for what it is. Anything? Not before I've done some reading.
Good fight.
Freedom! Cannot afford to hesitate.
My research awaits.
Together now.
Another glorious battle.
And rob down.
Gate is ours. You watch out for Ludwin.
Pretty all right?
Better not
not make us regret this.
I thought you left town weeks ago. About time. You're the only one Ludwin will listen to. I saw a few on my way here. I imagine they've been waiting for this to happen for a long time. Listen, one of the Garot's units is scouting up ahead, maybe 5 strong. I wouldn't want to fight them if I were you. Take this key. It'll unlock the gate to the canals. You can thank the captain who forgot it. You shouldn't find much opposition. I wish someone had stood up well.
Envoy, I must thank you once again for bringing... With some creative exploration, I was able to refine the Adra into a poultice that heals wounds at a fantastic rate. Shorthand for drying literally every reagent. Forgive me, I know you have much to do.
To go against your own emperor. You've got principles. I'll give you that.
Can you not hear the scream?
She's right. We can't go now.
I'm with you!
Anna! Anna!
here. What exactly do you...
Liviana.
You nearly died in my clinic. Correction, What have you got to say for you? Well, at least you're alive. Kai, is this your
Come on. I couldn't have kept him out of the act.
I knew you were a bad influence. We're patching up folks as best we can, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. War is a damn bloody mess. Yeah, stop the fighting. I can't say I approve of you leaping into the fray, but it's always nice catching up with a former patient. Gods be with you, Envoy. For my sake, try not to die a second time.
Come on. You know this. You practiced with Uncle Capo 100 times. Tight, but not too tight. You don't want to cut off the blood flow.
Envoy? Out of curiosity, what turned you... Their loss. You're a good ally. You know the Steel Garrote a lot better than we do. That's the best you've got? Well, feel free to do whatever you do.
Never underestimate the motivational power of sarcasm.
Let's go. Here we go. I'm with you. Yeah.
I can take care of the plaza on my own.
For the living land!
We make a good squad.
Paradisans know these streets. Ludwin's lost them. Hunting everyone and everything, even you.
Wodeca demands your submission. Stand against her and fall.
That's Ludwin ahead. Lead on. I'm with you to the end.
This is it, Envoy. The only part that matters.
There you are.
So, did you come all this way just to try your luck again? My will is stronger than death. Look around, envoy. Heelguard should... He failed.
Her order will
Oh, but it is. Some wounds must...
Cauterized. Your troops...
The only question is, what's to be done? Sapadal's chains are broken, which I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, envoy. Do not patronize me. I have... Steel yourself, envoy.
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
I thought I knew you. But I don't know what you are now. I give you freely that. Prove it. Kill me as no one ever has.
Famous last word.
Let's finish this.
Once I'm... your god slain!
We are every seed in the soil. We will always grow.
What you prepared for? No quarter. Just take her down. Again.
Whoa! Queen among queens! Send me your aid!
The Inquisitor sounds worried.
Worth it.
Rubian Sikoa!
Again! Won't help me! One last time!
Rubian Sik!
And rock!
Next one's mine.
Wherever Ludwin is now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done for. But we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Gods, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Silence falls over Paradise, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sapadal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradise militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The dream scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. With your guidance, the Living Lands becomes a vassal of the Adiran Empire. In exchange for their taxes and soldiers, the free settlements are protected from future attacks. The fight for survival is over. You showed the rebels of Paradise mercy, but they can never trust the Empire. Instead, they keep to the wilderness, always 2 steps ahead of Adir, only attacking when provoked. That is as close as they come to peace. The Oracle Sargamus emerges from the Temple of Aethys, unburdened by any purpose but for the one you gave him. He makes the long voyage to the Deadfire Archipelago and travels in the footsteps of his god, giving aid and comfort to those wronged by Aethys where he can. When his energy flags, he recalls the compassion you extended him, and he returns to his work with renewed devotion. His new labors cannot fill the hole left by his god's passing from the world, but they give him succor during the long hours of the night. He dies alone in the Deerwood, beloved of no one, but remembered by all he knew. He does not forget you. The refugees of Emerald Stair find a cold welcome in the city of Paradise. Animancy is frowned upon, but their knowledge of agriculture is highly valued. The first bountiful harvest improves relations. In time, the people of Emerald Stair return to their city of Fior Messiverno. Animancy still has a place in the Living Lands, but the Empire's disapproval gets in the way of progress. Their work is slow, but unstoppable. Though Adir has promised that the Living Lands will retain their autonomy, not everyone in Shatterscarp trusts the Empire. But many Adiran ships sail into the Graveroom's ports, bearing fine linens and aged wines. These ease the painful memory of the day Rheingrim culled their people. After the Living Lands is declared a vassal of Adir, Solace Keep reluctantly opens the doors of its fortress, though not before numerous missives are sent to Mihala demanding the grave room be honored. Her reluctance costs the dwarves. The Pargrunen are never favored in trade negotiations, and are the last to be supplied by Adiran caravans. But the Wardens have rounder bellies than anyone can remember. When Kai leaves the Living Lands, he is no longer running. For the first time in many years, he can face the future. He returns to Rauatai, committed to peace for his people, those he left in Rauatai, as well as those he found in the Living Lands. He joins the Ranganui's council, counterbalancing powerful voices of isolationism and hawkishness. It is a long and difficult battle, and he is happy to fight it. With many of his anxieties and lifelong fears addressed, Marius now feels very differently than he did when he first met the envoy. Still far more comfortable in the wilds than among people, he nonetheless finds that his worries about the unknown were merely self-protection against the traumas of his childhood. Armed with this knowledge, he finds himself more capable of living in civilization, and far less fearful of his home in Galawain's tusks. While he never regains his former place as a warden of Solace, he spends his time traveling between Solace and Thirdborn, acting as a stubborn ambassador between the two. Giata turns away from animancy, charting a new course in life. The old rules don't apply to her. She has no responsibilities other than herself. Writing, music, sailing, sewing, love. She tries everything, masters nothing, and finds the inner peace that eluded her as an animancer. She still carries the phantasmal focus, but it doesn't feel as heavy as before. Unable to pass up the opportunity, Yatsley takes her place beside Rheingrim. Under the tutelage of the Archmage of Terror, Yatsley sees her own power grow beyond her wildest expectations. But Rheingrim is a strict master, and the visits to Quilichi slow to a stop over the years, leaving her with her grimoire and a pile of letters to warm her in her twilight years. Freed from torment for the first time in centuries, Sapadal turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them. They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook cities to rubble no longer rules them. Instead, they come to you with questions. They want to understand. After a time, they begin tentatively to garden. Where they can, they improve the lives of Kith, and the suffering that troubled them is reduced, if never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. Sapadal pours a fragment of their power into the statue they claimed from the temple of Aethys. Newly embodied, they roam the living lands and learn to experience the world as Kith do. Their first attempts at locomotion are clumsy, and a stand of innocent trees is violently returned to the wheel. But as their confidence grows, so does their grace. Soon, they are bounding across the plains of eastern Dawnshore, leaping the river gorge in Emerald Stair, scaling the shark's teeth of Shatterscarp, and fearlessly wading into the Tusk's acid sea. When they break, they come to you to put them back together, and in time, they learn to fix themselves. They wander far afield. You see less of them, but they are never far from your thoughts, and on the rare occasion they return, they always bring you something beautiful and strange. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.